So, were what were some stories that your grandfather told you when you were young?
I can't remember.
Oh no.
Um,
How about where Grandpa's from, Jim?
well, I guess when Uncle Henny, um, my mother's two brothers, before World War II, went to the University of Munich. Hitler came into power, I think 1939, something like that. The my two uncles were in Germany at the time, and they waited too long to get out, and they had to ski out of the country because they couldn't go through, trains or any other kind of transportation. They had to sneak out because they stayed too long, being U.S. citizens. He left Germany. It was a very rich family. They had a mansion in Munich and a chalet in Bochum, Germany, which is right near the Dutch border, or what's the country?
Belgium.
Huh?
Belgium.
No, it's not Belgium. I've lost. What's with the dike? What country is that? It's not coming to my head.
Holland, Denmark.
Holland.
Huh?
Holland. Denmark.
Netherlands.
Netherlands.
Well, it's in any event, and that house was called Bochum, and it had a moat around it, and my mother's father, my grandfather, my great-grandfather, was very wealthy and knew everybody in Germany, and my grandfather, Mima's father, was always getting in trouble because everybody knew him whenever he got crazy and stuff. It always came back to his father, and he got sick of all the high society routine and everything, and he decided to come to the U.S. And at that point, his father told him that if he came to the U.S., he would be excluded from any inheritance, and he didn't care. And he came over on, I believe the ship's name was the Brenham. And we have documents that the manifest that shows their name, his name, coming over to this country. And I can't remember whether they came into Baltimore or New York City, one or the other. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. You caught me off guard with this.
What did he do when he got here?
He worked for a millwork company, and he did estimating on large buildings, engineering-wise. I've got all the books that show all the different millwork. Millwork being things like trim around windows, cove molding, ceiling molding. Big fancy buildings. And that's what he did. And when Uncle Carly and Henny, they both became engineers also. Henny was a civil engineer and worked on the bridges for the JFK Highway, which is Route 95 going through Maryland. Henny worked for Copper. What was the name of the company? I can't remember the name of the company off the top of my head, but he was an engineer also. And of course, Mima married Dida, and hi, here I am. The boys and my mother were not allowed to speak German
In the U.S.
in the U.S. My grandfather wouldn't allow it. But like I say, the two boys went to the University of Munich and spoke fluent German. And it was the High German, not the Common German.
Mm-hmm.
So the German he was very unhappy with the German that they taught in schools over here because it wasn't the
Real
what
German.
he considered proper German.
Mm-hmm.
He was a little bit on the bullheaded side, kind of like your grandpa.
What year did they come over?
Well, only my grandfather came over. He wasn't married yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't actually know, but it had to be in the early 1900s. He was, I don't know, maybe 23, 22, something like that. And he would go back to Germany every now and again, and he met his wife on one of the ships. In those days, it used to take 2 weeks to cross the Atlantic on cruise ships.
Yeah.
And he met this high society young lady, socialite in Baltimore. And then they didn't see each other for 2 years. Then on a subsequent trip across, he ran into her, and right then and there asked her to marry him, and she agreed. And the rest is history.
What other questions would I have? I think that's it.
All the sleepover here.
I think that's it.
How many brothers and
That's
sisters?
it?
Grandpa?
Oh, wait. How many brothers and sisters did you have?
Do I have?
Yeah.
Just Aunt Carol. You're my sister Carol,
How many
older sister.
grandchildren?
How many grandchildren?
I have 6. She has 482.
What?
She has a lot. I don't know, 16 or something like that.
Wow.
Heather, is it 16?
13 kids. I have no idea how many grandkids.
I think there's 14 or 16 grandchildren. With the last 3, I think it jumped to 16. I couldn't begin to. I'd have to really think about it to name them all. Heather, can you think of any other of the stories that
You should
I'm
get biography,
thinking
John.
of?
Look at his name, date of birth.
Oh,
if you-
yeah.
You know.
He could email me that.
No.
No, he
Okay,
should
well,
say it.
Oh. Do you know
Do you know?
So wait, what was your grandfather's name? And when was he when was he born?
Okay. I'm going to have to look at the tombstone. Give me a second. I have to put my glasses on, too. Bishop Gill.
Honey, don't record the dead time because then I got to go through that and edit it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Karl Hagerfeld, March 9th, 1881. And he passed away March 8th, 1964. His wife, Marie L., which is where my mother got her name Mariel. They just put them together. You know, they put Marie and L together to get Mariel. She was born February 1, 1880. Actually older than Carl Hagerfeld, and died October 18th, 1936. At that time, my mother was 15 years old, and she ended up doing all the cooking and everything for her father and the two brothers, which she didn't appreciate one iota. She used to call herself Chief Cook and Bottle Washer.
Jan, look, not too much more because I don't have time to.
Okay, I think we're good.
Huh?
I think we're good now.
Well, do you want me to send you the
Pictures? Yeah.